Hello there, this is Yanis from the Arcweave team, and this video is a tutorial on Arcweave's image generator, which uses generative AI to create image assets for our project. We could be at the early stages of writing and need some visuals for inspiration, or maybe we're prototyping and want some temporary art to help describe what's going on in each section of our story. First of all, let's define the image style the generator will use for the images. To do this, we need to go to Project Settings, up here, the cog icon, down here to AI Settings, and this will open this text field here. And we can type our image generator guidelines, for example, black and white art, black ink, sharp lines with thick brush strokes. And now let's go and create our first image. The first way we can do this is to go to our assets section up here. And if we go to the plus icon, we see that we have the option to upload, of course, and there is this second option to generate an image. Then, under prompt, we get to type our instructions about the image we want. For example, a flamboyant bard in a fantasy settings tavern, screaming a tune while strumming her mandolin. Now we get to choose the orientation of the image, and let's pick horizontal, and then we can click Generate. We can now see that this result is generated according to the prompt we provided, along with the style guidelines we set in the project settings, the black and white art. We can now import this image into our assets by clicking this button here. And we can see it right here along with the rest of our assets. But now let's use a different way to access the image generator, and this is by directly generating an element cover based on the element's title and content. For example, let's go to another board with the grain sacks. And here we have a scene where a merchant hires the player to carry some grain sacks. And for this example, let's also change the image style guidelines here. And we can type watercolors with thick brush strokes using only shades of red and blue. So now we right-click this element and go down here and press Auto Generate Cover. In this case, the image generator does not require an extra prompt other than the element's title and the text content, and it also uses, of course, the guidelines that we set in the project settings. A piece of advice: the clearer the description in the element, the more accurate the generated image. For example, if the element content refers to multiple moments of a scene, we will need to simplify the text first to describe the image we actually want to create. And here is what we get as a result, and it's also automatically saved in our assets section up here. But let's say we don't want to edit our element, we don't want to change its content only to create a sharp prompt. Well, we don't have to. There is actually another way to generate an element's cover using an independent prompt, just as we did with the assets generate image here solution. So let's go to this element here where we refuse to get the job, and we right-click the element and choose Set Cover. So this opens our assets modal where we can pick an image from our existing assets or go to our icon library, or embed a YouTube link, or generate a new asset using a prompt. So now I can type a skinny, mustachioed merchant standing by the door of his shop selling grain and seeds. The setting is a medieval hamlet. And once we're happy with our prompt, we can set the orientation. Since this is going to be an element cover, it definitely has to be horizontal. And then we can generate. And we get this result. And now we can import to our assets. But first, let's make sure that this is ticked here, use as cover, so it automatically becomes the element's cover as well. And then we press import. And we're done. In the same way, we can actually generate and set an image as cover for a component. Let's open one of our components. Let's go to our Bard here. And if we go to the upper section where we can change its cover, again, we get the option to generate a cover image for our Bard component. So let's type an orc playing the harp. So let's just completely change the concept of the Bard. A female orc playing the harp and happily singing, sat on a bed of flowers in the forest. So this now is a component image. So we may want to have a square image for this, and let's press generate. This is our image, which again we can use as cover, make sure this is ticked, and then import. We can see the image right here, along with the other assets. And now it's our component's cover. And that's everything about Arcweave's image generator. If you're finding these tutorials helpful, subscribe to Arcweave's official YouTube channel. You can find us hanging out with our users on the Arcweave Discord server and our social media. Check the links in this video's description. I'm Yanis from Arcweave, and let the games begin.